everyone. Welcome to Drama Cult 2020, where we review Asian dramas exclusively. We are a new channel and we need all your love and support so that we can continue releasing reviews of your favorite dramas. Please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be part of the notification squad. If you like what you see here, please don't shy away from clicking the like button and don't forget to share it with your friends. Also, follow us on Instagram and Twitter where we conduct discussions and polls to gauge the opinion of people with interests similar to us. Links are given in the description. So, the first drama that we are going to review is Where Your Eyes Linger. Where Your Eyes Linger is a 2020 wiki original South Korean web series about two best friends, Hang Guk and Kang Tae-ju, who slowly realize their true feelings for each other over the course of the series. The series consists of just 8 episodes of 10 minutes each. Last episode is 16 minutes, but who's complaining, right? So anyways, moving on to the review part. There's a lot to love about the series. First of all, the amazing chemistry between the leads played by Hang Ki-chan and Yoo Soo-jung. Of course, the chemistry between the leads is of primary importance in any K-drama, but the factor that sets this drama apart is the minimal screen time that the leads had per episode. They had just 10 minutes per episode, and the whole series was just over 80 minutes, which is shorter than a feature film. Secondly, the series is very crisp, and the names given to each episode clearly indicates the essence of each one of them. Special shout out to the writers for effectively conveying it. Thirdly, the only focus of the story is the relationship between Tae-ju and Guk. The supporting characters are not given unnecessary importance. Finally, this series deserves a lot of love and appreciation given that it is one of the forerunners in the genre of K-dramas which addresses homosexuality as its main plot. I urge everyone who has not seen the series to go ahead and watch it. It deserves all the support that it can get.
너 이 새끼 꼬봉이지?
맞아, 꼬봉. 우리는 오랜 친구로 위장한 주종 관계다.
이쪽이 고? 이쪽이 수?
예? 네.
From here on, it's gonna be an episode-wise review. Episode 1, called Bad Habit. In this episode, we are introduced to the main characters, Tae-ju and Guk, who are high school students. Superficially, a master-servant relationship exists between them, but their actual relationship runs way deeper than that. Through the first episode, we get to see how they both care for each other and how they are always together. Characters of Guk and Tae-ju are completely different. Guk is an introvert who doesn't have many friends, and Tae-ju is shown to be a playboy who goes out with different girls every day. Guk is shown to be confused about his feelings towards Tae-ju, who seems to be completely ignorant about it. Tae-ju's dad is conservative, which is sort of like a mirror to the mindset of the South Korean society. So, with the first episode, they clearly establish the premise of the story, which is primarily the relationship between the leads. Episode 2, called A Relationship of Equals. In the second episode, we see the aftermath of the feelings Guk showed in the previous episode. Tae-ju is shown to be quite confused by it. It is shown that they have a bout whenever there is a conflict or discord in between them, and this proves the main point that theirs is not just a master-servant relationship but more of equals. We see more of the other characters we were given glimpses of in the previous episode. Haimi, who is quite enamored by Guk, is very open about her intentions, and she plays a very important role in Tae-ju realizing his feelings later on. Though Haimi's mother does not play an active role in the story, I loved her character personally, and honestly it was a breath of fresh air to see a parent figure be this supportive and excited about the special relationship between Guk and Tae-ju. I think the creators of the show wanted her to be the voice of the audience, which made it all the more interesting. Also, I think her character hints at tackling the misconception that no one from the older generation could be understanding or supportive about the LGBTQ plus relationships. So, by the end of the second episode, we get a very clear sketch of all the main characters. Episode 3, called The Moment I Want to Run Away. The episode starts off with the first instant of sexual tension in the series, especially for Guk. Tae-ju associates it with the comfort that he got from his mom. This confuses Guk. After Teju encourages or rather challenges Guk to go on a date with Haini, Teju feels almost overconfident that he would remain Guk's quote unquote most important person. He is proved wrong when Guk actually plans the date without involving Teju. On the other side, Teju remains oblivious of Guk's feelings towards him, which intensifies when he sees Teju with a new girl. We get to witness Guk reaching a tipping point when Teju teases Guk with an intimate moment. In this episode, Teju is forced to realize that Guk's world may not actually be revolving around him, and Guk's feelings reach a point where it becomes difficult for him to hide it. Episode 4, called The Shadow Became a Person. In this episode, Guk starts hanging out with Haimi, and it is obvious that he is trying to move on from his feelings for Teju. But this does not sit well with Teju. We see his long suppressed feelings resurfacing as he is shown quite jealous and possessive. He goes as far as crashing their date. But I think what hurt him the most was hearing Guk say that their relationship was that of just a master and servant. We are shown his sensitivity towards the words in the first episode, and to hear it from Guk himself has hurt him. So while Guk is trying to convince him and everyone around that their relationship is just that, Teju is hurt by the thought that Guk truly believes it, and more than anything, he is scared of losing Guk. So we are shown that the true feelings of Teju and the importance of Guk has in his life in this episode. Once again, I'm truly impressed by their talent in conveying all the emotions so beautifully in such a short duration. 5, called Yet Another Kind of Case. In the 5th episode, we are shown a confused Teju. He is unable to understand the feelings that he never knew he had towards Guk before seeing him giving attention to someone else, in this case, Haimi. Even though Teju has not completely understood his emotions, he is quite straightforward in addressing his confused feelings towards Guk. This is not the case with Guk. On analyzing this, I think this might be because of the class difference between Teju and Guk. Teju grew up in a more conducive environment where he had the freedom of making his own choices, whereas Guk never had the luxury to do so, and he always bottled up any feelings that he was not expected to have because he did not know any better. Towards the end of this episode, Teju gets more clarity about his possessiveness towards Guk. He takes the first actual step in addressing the feelings that are building up within him. Episode 6, called 15 Years of Friendship, comes to an end. Okay, so do you know what I love the most about Teju other than his perfect handsome face? The way he is so honest about his feelings and he is not at all scared to confront Guk about it. I love that. I feel like he was quite sure of Guk returning his feelings. Though he is right, it seems like Guk is not going to give in so easily. It was a tear-jerking moment when Guk throws some harsh words towards Teju and Teju loses his courage by the time Guk is done. But Guk later on confesses his feelings for Teju to Haimi. Guk is trying to protect himself from the heartbreak he is almost sure of, either because of Teju's playboy nature, or because of their social class difference, or because he believes that Teju's feelings are just a reflection of him missing his mother, as Teju had mentioned it a few times before. Anyway, it was one of the most beautiful scenes of the show, and I almost shed a few tears for the both of them. I'm not gonna lie about it. Episode 7, called Reconciliation, the final showdown of the series. We get to see a very harsh side of the conservative mindset of the South Korean society through Teju's dad. When he gets to know about his son's feelings for a boy, he goes to such an extent that he even stops acknowledging him as a person. His exact words were, "I shouldn't have raised something like you in the first place." This scene really broke my heart. A teenage boy forced to not be himself when it comes to something as basic as his sexuality. At the same time, we get to see a confident Guk who realizes that it actually is unconditional love that he always had for Teju, and it is actually the first time that he was brave enough to own up to it and make a choice without being apprehensive of the consequences. Episode 8, which is the last episode, called Because I Like You. So we have reached the final episode. Here we see a very pleasant change in both of the main characters. Guk has come out so bravely in front of Teju's father, which shows that he is completely ready to reveal his true self and feelings to the world. And for Teju, he takes up the drastic decision to stay away from Guk in order to protect Guk from his father. when usually he was the one who was always shown to be protected by Go. The moment they share their house is so sweet and genuine that we won't be able to stop smiling. And I personally feel that the separation did more good to them because they both had a lot of insecurities, and some time away from each other helped them to overcome those. Then we get to see a lead. The writers did an amazing job here, and I totally did not expect to see a kiss in the first ever Korean BL to be aired on mainstream media. I was so happy when I saw it. Now that the episode wise review is done, let's talk about the songs that were used in the series. There were four of them, and all of them really complemented the scenes and conveyed the emotions of the series perfectly, especially the one called Light. The lyrics were beautiful too, and it went with the story flawlessly. So, finally, after this long ass essay, what I want to say is I just love this web series. It is path breaking in the genre of K dramas, and we need more like this. I would encourage everyone who likes Asian dramas to go ahead and watch it. Give it all the love that it deserves. If you have a wiki subscription, well and good. Watch the series and upvote it. If you don't have a subscription, don't worry. The series would be available for free on wiki in about a week's time, I guess. Last but obviously not the least, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and smash that bell icon. We will be posting more reviews really soon. That's it for now. So, bye.